Excellency, the Executive Governor of Benue State, ably represented by the Deputy Governor, the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Abbas, Admiralty Medal, Principal Staff Officers from the Naval Headquarters, Commanders and heads of security agencies present, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to welcome us all to the permanent site of the Headquarters Special Operations Command. I am Rear Admiral O.O. Shuemi, the Flag Officer Commanding. Sir, it is indeed my privilege and pleasure to welcome you here today, and we're also highly privileged to have been chosen as the first command to be visited by the CNS. You're welcome, sir. Invite the Commandant, Nigerian Navy Provost and Regulating School to give a short brief in conjunction with the Command Project Officer to give an overview of the site before we take a walk around, sir. Thank you,
sir. Sir, the sketch map before you represents a Google image of the general area of the Nigerian Navy land at North Bank, Makurdi. The land consists of a total of 100.5 hectares of land. It is divided into 3 clusters: Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. So the arrow here points to the general direction of the true north, which is this direction on the ground. The land is bordered to the north by the University of Agric in Makurdi. It is bordered to the east by the Mbiako community, to the south by the Nsetiv community, and to the east by the River Benue. There's an additional extension which consists of 145.090 square meters, which is the approaches to the River Benue. So suffice to state that topographic survey of the land revealed that 50% of this land lies in a floodplain. Accordingly, whenever excess water is released from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon, about 50% of this land will be submerged. Accordingly, the Naval Headquarters projection for the construction work was done with only the 50%, which is on hard ground. We are currently at this position, which is the immediate vicinity of the main gate. Naval Headquarters tasked NMPRS to observe and monitor 5 projects which are being executed by Naval Headquarters appointees. These projects include 2 16x2 accommodation for officers and a Type A admin block, 21x1 accommodation for ratings, 16x1 accommodation for ratings, and a 40-man arrival hall. The admin block, as at today, is 22.5% completion, while the 24x1 man accommodation is at 30% completion. The arrival hall for ratings is 26% completion, while the 16x1 and 16x2 are 28 and 24% completion respectively. Furthermore, it's imperative for me to state that all the contractors, after seeking Naval Headquarters approval, have been mobilized with 65% of their total funds. And on completion or attainment of the 65%, they can now apply for the balance to complete the work. Thank you, sir.
Afternoon, sir. So before us is the approved Naval Headquarters master plan of the site. Before I take you through the entire site, So permit me to state that in 23rd October 2025, the Naval Headquarters approved 3 other projects, direct labor projects, less the 5 that was earlier mentioned. But these 3 projects was routed through the Headquarters Special Operations Command. And these projects are the Arrival Hall Block B, the Armory, and of course the Gate and Gatehouse. These projects are currently at the preliminary stages, although the Gatehouse is yet to commence. Actually, we are supposed to start today, but because of the visit, we suspended to tomorrow for the excavation. All are still at the excavation stages, these 3 projects. And before us, A, B, and C. Cluster B being the Nigerian Navy Special Operations Command, and Cluster C being the Nigerian Navy Marine Regiment. And of course, Cluster A, which is supposed to be the proposed NMPRS permanent site. Yes, and before us here is the admin block. Is the admin block of the Nigerian Navy Special Operations Command, which is just by the side of that, just close to us, about 50 meters away. And thereafter, the Arrival Hall, which is currently ongoing, is this one. This is Block A, and this is Block B. Block B is one of the buildings that just recently started. However, Block A was actually approved in June 2025. And 24/1 is also being is also ongoing. It's also ongoing and was part of the project that was routed through NMPRS in June 2025. Those buildings are currently at 30% stages at the first suspended floor and above. And behind the admin block is the Armory. The Armory was recently approved, and they are also at the preliminary stages, which is and these are just a brief on the entire site. Though the Marine Regiment, there's only one building that's actually ongoing, which is the 16/2 bedroom flat. That also commenced in June 2025. It's also at the first suspended floor stages, about 30% completion stage. And of course, nothing is ongoing in Cluster A for now. Yes, sir. So with this, may I most respectfully request the flag officer commanding to place some of the session by making a few points on the challenges of the command. Thank you, sir.
In summary, sir, this is where we are at the moment. The critical challenge we have on site is the access road, both external and internal. For the external access road, pertinently the Benue State government promised to execute it for us down all the way to the and including the jetty. We're still awaiting the mobilization for that project. But in addition to that, the internal access roads are also a huge problem. During the rainy season, contractors find it very difficult to mobilize materials to the site, and vehicles always get bogged down. So those are the 2 major challenges. And then electrification, sir. The last point of electrification is by the main road. So from the main road down to the site, there's no electricity yet. It's also another thing we're praying the state government will be able to assist us with. So electrification, access roads are the major issues, in addition to a couple of other things which we expect to come up later. For instance, the Marine support base are supposed to be co-located with the headquarters. They need to have their own admin block, parade ground as well. So those are just a couple of things that will be outstanding for us to take off, sir. So apart from that, since we came on board in July, for us to take off, we had to rent a couple of buildings to serve as temporary accommodation, and we also thought, or we expected, we made an appeal to the state government to provide a temporary office and accommodation space for us. We have not gotten any response. So the command was able to make some payment for rent for 2 buildings to serve as temporary accommodation. We have done that, and we are praying the naval headquarters to assist us in furnishing those accommodations. Operationally, by the NNO, we are supposed to have about 8 units under command. Because of the current status of the headquarters in terms of infrastructure, we have been able to take charge of just three of the units, as the Nigerian Navy Marines Training Center, the SBS camp, and the naval base, Lake Chad. And then, of course, each of these units, they have their own challenges, which you are well aware of, sir. But pertinently, the Marines, it's also a brand new establishment, and their training is ongoing. The training of the first course is ongoing right now, and the critical challenge is in terms of equipping and arming them. It's also worthy to mention that this land is approximately 100 hectares. However, what was initially promised by the state government was 150 hectares, and they have given us 100 with the promise to acquire the balance of 50 hectares from the nearby communities. So that's another promise we are expecting to be fulfilled by the state government. And then, so before I round up, Naval Base Lake Chad, which I mentioned, is one of our units. It also has its own challenges, which you are fully aware of, so I don't need to say it here. So with your permission, sir, we'll take a walk around to see the various ongoing projects. We could take some questions here, but the questions I felt there are some that may be peculiar to each site.
Okay,
they'll come up.
I'll ask one question there.
Yes, sir.
From that junction to this place,
The road, sir. 3.2 kilometers.
So, CNS, sir, Your Excellency, is there a survey plan for this place, and were you able to obtain the CO or the statutory documentation for this place?
We have the CFO, and it has been forwarded to the naval headquarters.
Then you earlier said that you have approached the state government to support you in terms of accommodation and the take-off facilities. For how long was that? 2 months?
Since July. Since July. And it was one of the things the government promised the outgoing chief when he visited, before the command was even established.
yeah, because
So obviously, as you forwarded the CO, you forwarded it with the survey plan.
Yes. So if there are no further questions.
Maybe I should respond to some of
Okay,
this.
sir.
I was welcome the Chief of the Naval Staff, especially and the government of Benue State. Before I came to receive you this morning, the governor specifically directed me to inform you that the commitment of the state government to constructing the access road here all the way down to the jetty is a firm commitment, and in the shortest possible time this month we will commence that activity. He has informed us, the FOC has informed us that the certificate of occupancy is with Naval headquarters. I was involved in the process, the acquisition of the land, the payment of compensation to the communities was done by government, and we have also moved to engage the other communities with the view to acquiring the additional 50 hectares. We intend to continue to play the good host to the Nigerian Navy in Benue here. So that's our commitment. The other issues of accommodation and all of that. Earlier on, while I was sitting with the FOC, I also told him that since I'm the one representing the governor today, I'm in a better position to advocate these issues and follow up with the governor for performance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, in the absence of further questions, sir, may I respectfully invite us to take a walk around the site, sir.
There is another floor that we constructed here. So normally it's in this. Because that we're initially concerned. This one, maintenance will be an issue. There's already putting the direction. You can come.
Arrange yourself on this side so that let the background be for the CNS.
Can you let us know the purpose of your visit?
Basically, as you may be aware, there were some changes. I've just been recently appointed the Chief of the Naval Staff, and it's customary to go around to know my units and commands, and this is one of our latest commands, and I feel it is very necessary that I come here first to have a first-hand knowledge of what is ongoing. As you can see, there are structures coming up, and basically to let me know what is happening with a view to expediting action towards having this place completed and put to use immediately.
Okay, so you have briefed, you have actually mentioned about why you came, but we also like to know why did you choose Benue State as your first operational base?
Like I said, this is our newest command and is a very critical and strategic command that I feel should be up and running by now. Though it's young, but it's very critical to our operations. So that's why I chose to come here first.
Sir, you have just been recently appointed of the CNS.
Yes.
Nigeria is emerging a lot of security challenges. What would you want to be remembered for?
Well, we've just started, but I will assure Nigerians that we are going to do our utmost best in securing this country, and not just by ourselves, but I believe whatever we're doing is supposed to be a whole of society approach. As you can see, I have my other colleagues from other services and security agencies, and that is what I intend to do, to work with everybody. Everybody is important, everybody will be on board to make this country a better and greater country.
Okay, sir, on the issue of oil theft and
Yes.
bunkering,
Yes.
what are your plans to tackle this?
Yes, there are already plans. All I am doing, I am going to build on what is already existing. And I keep saying that what I intend to do is to integrate more of AI and use of technology. With that, I think we'll achieve a lot. So that is what I'm going to do differently, in addition to what we are doing that has been yielding results. As you are aware, I think our production has increased. So we want to increase that. We want to take that higher, the number of barrels that have been produced to a higher number.
Okay.
And I think with the use of this technology, we can achieve that.
Your Excellency, sir, the CNS is in Benue today. Benue is one of the states that have faced a lot of security challenges. How do you feel about this development, sir?
Well, Benue, as you know, is a host to the other arms of the armed forces. We have the Air Force has been here for a very long time, the Nigerian Army as well. Now the Nigerian Navy is consolidating her hold on the territory of Benue, and it is our desire that we play a good host to them and all the security agencies, because we need to give the armed forces and the paramilitary the needed encouragement and support so that they can tackle the issue of insecurity, not only in Benue but across the country.